Hey, it's Jen, Bitch in a Hurry, Not So Mystical Tarot. This is a reading for the new moon in Scorpio on November 7th, 2018, for the sun, moon, or rising sign of Libra. And the one thing that we want to know with this new moon in Scorpio is that this is highly charged. This is very, like, the deepest emotional kind of transformation that you could imagine is possible at this time. Scorpio is also the planet of transformation. The planet, yeah, I'll be okay. Scorpio is also a sign of transformation. And when we're in this particular sign, especially with this new moon, there is a strong possibility of a serious transformation from within and without. So don't rule anything out. Just know that it's a time of new beginnings. It's a time for you to set some very clear intentions, and that goes for any time, but this time especially, because this new moon is a time to set your intentions, but you want to be very specific and clear, because the universe is not really into subtlety. Like, the universe hears what you say. So if you say, well, gee, I want to do better at work. Do you want a raise? What is it that you want? Do you want a promotion? Do you want a different title? Do you want a different job? I mean, what is it? You have to be very specific. Like, I would like to be a training manager by this date, or, whatever it is that your intention is, be very, very specific and clear about it, because, like I always say, the universe does not really do inferences. So you want to be specific. One of the things that we look at for Libra with this new moon in Scorpio is some kind of issue related to debt, money, personal finance, something relating to the very basic need of financial stability. There's something going on there. And, like I said, this is a time for new beginnings and intentions. It may be just revising your budget. It may be looking at where you're spending your money. There's something related to money, and I'm not sure what that is, but I think we're going to find out. So we'll get started with your reading in a moment. And if this does not resonate with you, Libra, make sure to check your moon or rising signs, which I think I might have said, but just in case I didn't, I forget sometimes. You can find me on Instagram at Bitch in a Hurry, and you can find me at bitchinahurry.com if you're interested in a personal reading, or you want to know more about the cards that I'm using, etc. I am right there, and I look forward to talking to you guys. So we start out here with the Lover's card, and this can be a personal relationship, it can be a love interest, but it also, because we're looking at money, it also can be that you're looking for fulfillment in the other half of you in your job, and maybe you're not seeing it, maybe you're not finding that, and that's what you're really looking for. But either way, you're looking for a sense of wholeness and a sense of fulfillment, and it may or may not be that you are feeling that at this time. One of the first things that I see here is this Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands is a card of, it's, first of all, it's the end of a cycle, because tens are a sign of completion. But if you look, she has all of this stuff on her back, right? It's very hard for you to move forward in your life when you're bent over carrying, I don't know, a city. And you can see there's no crowd here that's placed these burdens upon her. She's not chained to this stuff. This is stuff that she has picked up willingly along the way. And I think, Libra, for you, this has happened slowly. So it may be that, at your job or in your personal life, you've picked up the responsibility, possibly financial, for other people, or things that don't really belong to you. And it's making you feel extremely burdened. And I don't know why you're doing this, but what's coming up here is the Devil card. And the Devil is oftentimes a signal of something in your past, or like you're repeating a past behavior that does not serve you, but you just kind of keep in this cycle of repeating this past behavior. So whatever it is, responsibility-wise, and like I said, we do see some financial issues with Libra this month. You're going to be examining what's going on and why you are in this position. And it's going to be a time for you to bring this stuff to judgment. And a couple of the signs have gotten this already. This is a big month, because this Scorpio new moon is a ruler of transformation. but it's also a time to know when you can't transform if you don't get rid of things. So you're going to have to bring some of these things that are weighing so heavily on you, and whatever this old past behavior is, you're going to want to bring that to judgment and look at it logically and determine what is it that this is doing for me in my life, if anything. And if it's not doing anything for you, it has to go. And I know that for a fact that there is something that is cycling around. This, to me, in this reading, it's cycling around, and it's like you keep doing it and you don't know why, but you just keep picking up all these other burdens and problems that don't belong to you. And it's a habit. Like, this has become a habit, and I feel like financially it's possibly a habit that you are feeling or choosing to be responsible for someone who isn't, maybe not like completely responsible for them, but you're assuming responsibility that does not belong to you. We do see here the Death card, and this is amazing because the Death card tells us that it's time for all of this stuff to go away, that you're going to be able to put this stuff down and start a brand new way of being. And there is no better time than the Scorpio new moon, because it's a time of complete transformation. There is no better time for you to put this stuff away than right now and start this brand new day. There is someone calling me. Okay, let me just stop that. Okay, back to normal, back to our scheduled viewing. The good thing is you have this ability to start this brand new day, but you have this Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is emotionally feeling, she is very sound emotionally. She's able to actually feel and show love and be able to communicate with other people on an emotional level, but be completely comfortable doing so. Just know, as you see here, you got these turtles, right? And she's in this state of like emotional bliss. I get that it doesn't happen overnight. Just because you're going to have the death of these old things in this brand new life doesn't mean that you're going to be comfortable in it right away. But just know here you have the turtles at patience. It's coming. This is coming. When you let go of this other stuff and experience this brand new day, you're going to be able to kind of rise up like the phoenix on that card. You're going to be able to rise up and experience your life in a different way, in a much more freeing way. But just know that you may need to have a little bit of patience, that may not happen overnight. And I think one of the reasons that it's not going to happen is that there is this Five of Wands, this constant distraction. This is more like radio static than anything else. This isn't like a fight or an argument. It's kind of confusion. It's like when you're watching TV and it keeps going digital with all the cubes and you can't hear, and it's like, you can't hear anything, and it's very aggravating and irritating, and you're missing the messages a lot because nothing is coming in right. That's what this is. So just know that you will have, this is one of the things that's blocking you from getting to this emotional state of well-being, but it's coming. It's coming, and just be patient because you've listened to all this static for a really long time. So you tuning this out is going to take a while, and this could be still in relationship to like your budget, your finances, things like that. Things you've always, maybe you go to Starbucks every day and spend $9 and you're like going to stop doing that. That's still going to blip in every so often and go, oh, come on, we should go back, or whatever. It could be something that small. It's just something that you change in your budget, but there's going to be annoyances that come up and things that are not the way you're used to doing them, and you're going to have to put those old habits and old behaviors aside. So it's going to take a little while, but the good news here is we have this Two of Wands, which shows you having some victory. This is not a huge war that you've won. It's a small battle, but you know what? That's okay. Win your small battle, stop, realize what you've just done, and observe what's happening and go, okay, next time I'm going to do the same thing. So make sure that you see this. Make sure that you see the small victories and you celebrate them. And the same thing here, we have the Two of Pentacles, which is the beginning of restoring balance in your life. And that's what I think it is. Something has gotten out of balance in your life. And for Libras, obviously, like this is your card, right? The Justice card, Judgment, Justice, all of these balance cards, right and wrong. All of these are, look at, she's got the scales right there. This is you. This is where you're happy, is where everything is even and things are the way they're supposed to be. And here you are getting back on your path to normal. Like you're getting back, he's just starting out, but he's handling it. And that's okay, because you're almost going to need to start over after you realize that you have this past stuff that's circling around and kind of barfing itself all over your life all the time, and you're still carrying a lot of that around. When you get rid of all of that, you're almost like you're starting from scratch. So you're going to be kind of starting over, but coming from a new place of being really happy and not letting anything interfere with the happiness that you have emotionally and the clearness that you have emotionally. Like, you can tell she's not all bound up, right? Like, emotionally, she's just like, she feels fantastic. And that's how you're going to feel when you get rid of this radio static stuff here, and when you start to have these small victories here. And I know right now it doesn't seem like starting here back at number 2, the 2 of Pentacles, just learning how to balance everything again, just beginning to get yourself back into a balance like this again. I realize that doesn't seem like a big victory to you, but it really is, because starting over is starting from zero. It's starting from scratch, and it's a huge, huge opportunity, but yet it's very daunting, and I get that. You want to look at this card here, the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man tells us, look at things from a different perspective. Like, you can see he's not strung up here like in a noose. He's hanging upside down, just like chilling, hanging out. He's looking at everything from a completely different point of view. And that's what we need to do here, is not see all of this, like the Death card and the Devil card, and all this as loss and as responsibilities that we're not fulfilling, or us being out of balance, or that we can't find our other half, the things that make us feel whole and wonderful. We don't want to look at it that way. We want to look at it as we have an opportunity to start again in any way that we choose, in the way that we choose, in the way that makes us happy. And you have both of these twos, the 2 of Wands, where the small victories happen, and the 2 of Pentacles, where you're slowly regaining your balance in life, and you're slowly, that's why I say here too, you have these turtles on the bottom of this. It's reminding us that it's a slow process. It's not going to be overnight that you're someone else. That's not going to happen, but through a slow process, you will be able to right yourself around, and your life will be truly transformed and headed in a different direction. And that's the thing, not everybody may see it, but you will know. Everybody in the world may not see it and congratulate you and talk to you about it, and honestly, you're fine with that. But and here we go. You will feel it and know it inside, and that's really all that matters, because you have to live with you, right? The way that you feel. Now, we have here the 10 of Swords, which is letting us know that this is all going to come. All this other stuff over here, this negative stuff, is going to culminate and come to an end. So whether you would like that to happen or not, it's coming. It's going to happen, and it just reinforces here that we will be starting over with the Death card. And you can see, like, she's not really upset. She's just like, yeah, whatever. It's time for it to be done. So whatever this is that's kind of swirling around you and kind of, that keeps showing up, it's going to be done. It may be painful as you release that. Even things that aren't good for us, when we release them, they can be very, very painful. But here you have the Ace of Pentacles. And like I said, we were talking a little bit about money and budgets and things like that. And it looks like with you achieving this state of balance right here and looking at things from a totally different perspective right here, that you will be able to find some way to start out in a new way that's much more balanced and much more in line with what your goals are personally and professionally and financially. You have the opportunity to have something completely and entirely new. And I think this may be like a new idea. This may not be something that you've thought of before. It's obviously a very different way of looking at things. And because you've chosen to look at all of this whole really kind of heavy reading from a different perspective, you're seeing now that it isn't a bad thing to put these responsibilities and these burdens down. It doesn't make you a bad person, but you need to take care of yourself. And not everyone will always be excited for you to take care of yourself. Not everybody will be on the same page that you're on, which is why I say all the time, you keep these intentions to yourself. This may not be a place for everybody to join you right now. I was going to see if we were going to get one more card, because no, I was just wanting one more card. The Knight of Swords. And I believe the Virgos got this too. This is just reminding you that you will have the mental energy, ability, and acuity to handle all of this. I know this looks very, very overwhelming. There's so much change happening. You've got the Lovers and Justice and the Buried by the Wands and the Devil showing up and the Death card, the Brand New Day. Like, you have so much happening. You've got this Hanged Man, a whole different way of looking at your life. But you have the mental ability and acuity and agility to absolutely handle all of this. and work on getting yourself totally righted back around in a different way, in a different path that you have chosen. I will talk to you guys later.